All right, last team of
Mm.
the evening. It is the Jets, Jets. They're on the clock here. They need a safety, a linebacker, a cornerback, amongst other things for the New York Jets. They hold the 4th and the 10th pick in the first round, followed by the 35th and the 38th in the second round. The New York Jets are primed to keep rebuilding this team, keep building around Zach Wilson, and moving forward in the right direction. But what pieces do they need in this draft? Aaron, you have pick 4 for the New York Jets here.
No,
Or
I
AJ
don't.
has pick 4 for the New York Jets. Wrong A name. My bad.
It's okay because I
Plantation.
like this. I like this way. Me and possibly Aaron next. This is a very good combination because the interesting thing about this is Aaron and I clearly differ on when they need to do something here. We understand with your pick 4 for the Jets and your pick 10 for the Jets, you're trying to get the best combination of those two, unless you're trying to get Deebo Samuel, but that's another conversation. I am sitting here at 4, thinking that the best thing that they could go and do right now is to go and get themselves a lockdown corner. And there's no other corner that is as locked down as Ahmad Sauce Gardner out of Cincinnati. Round 1, pick 4. This guy might be the best cornerback prospect since Jalen Ramsey. Tall, lanky, quick, violent, and great ball skills. This is a guy who has shut down an entire side of the field, who loves to let people throw at him because he's going to do what's best for his team, and that's winning at the point of contact. Allowed just 6.6 yards per catch total in 2021. Not to mention against your Alabama Crimson Tide, only allowed 14 yards. 14 yards on 3 catches and 4 targets in the playoff semifinals. And we know they didn't win, but it wasn't because of him. 0 touchdowns given up in his entire 3 years of his career. Only allowed 60 catches and 138 yards total over 3 yards in man-to-man in over 3 years of man-to-man coverage. Obviously, like anybody else, he's going to have weaknesses, but these weaknesses for a guy like Sauce Gardner is you having a nitpick to find things that you can help him improve on the next level because he's ready to go. This guy is going to be a game changer after losing a guy like Marcus May, not having too many great cornerbacks still on your roster. A lockdown guy at 4, grab him and don't look back. You can make some good choices at 10 after making that decision.
Sauce Gardner is just – you two love Sauce Gardner. And he has really just flown up in this draft. Like, he has just been – like, because it was originally Derek Stingley as the number 1 corner, and then it came fast that Sauce Gardner went ahead of him. You ever just have a feeling about a guy where it's just either he's a bust or like a star in the making? Like, you ever just have that feeling? You can't explain what that feeling is, but you just have that gut feeling. You guys have that before?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I just have a weird feeling that Sauce Gardner is not going to be as good as you guys think he is. I have no stat like people are gonna just eat me like alive. They're going to bury me on the internet.
No, it's fine to have that. It's fine to have that. You're wrong, but it's fine to have that.
I don't.
Sauce Gardner is going to be an elite defensive back in the NFL. There are so many reasons why he's going to be an elite defensive back. His production at Cincinnati is just some of those reasons. That he has the perfect build to be an elite defensive back. He has very good hands, very good footwork, ball skills, leverage, like everything he does. If you watch him and watch an elite defensive back, he's that. It's the prototypical elite defensive back. Everything he does. There's very few positions in the NFL that translate directly. Like, the game changes when you get to the NFL, but so many offensive schemes do in college now what the NFL does with these spread it out, pro style, quick screen game. That's what he's seen his entire career. Nothing is going to be new to him in that sense. It's just covering wide receivers. And when you're a man-to-man guy majority, which he is the majority, there's going to be a team that just says, go lock down that side of the field. And he's going to be like, okay, I've done that my whole life. For him, it's easy. For Jalen Ramsey, it was easy. For Patrick Peterson, it was easy. Like these guys that were such high commodities coming out of college, for those guys, it's not a big deal. They've been doing it their whole lives. Those are the prototypical cornerbacks. That's what Sauce Gardner is. I don't think there's any doubt that in 3 years, we're going to be talking about Sauce Gardner as one of the best cornerbacks in football.
That's fair. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he can't. It's just that
I know what you're feeling, but I'm not discounting your feeling because I have that feeling about guys all the time. Chris Olave, for instance, everybody tells me he's going to be great. I can't dispute what he's done. I just don't think he's going to be great. Like that's a feeling I just get. So you're not alone in that, having that about guys. I feel like that's a commonplace, especially when you're evaluating talent, and we've seen it before, right? We've seen guys that were supposed to be great and they turn out not to be. So I did think it was interesting. I did think it was interesting. And I went this route on purpose because everybody I know has the Jets at 10 going receiver after taking Sauce Gardner at 4 or Stingley or one of the defensive backs, or maybe even an edge rusher or something. You brought up a depth chart earlier. I'm going to name some names here. Bryce Hall, Brandon Equals, Michael Carter the second, not the Michael Carter running back, Javelin Guidry or Guidry. These are the defensive backs. They do have DJ Reed, which came over from Seattle. Their free safety is Ashton Davis. I don't know who that is. And then they got Jordan Whitehead. The secondary is an issue. It's a big issue. We watched what they did last year in a Vera Tucker, a Michael Carter, and Elijah Moore. I thought they had an amazing draft. I think that continues this year with all their picks. I don't see it changing. I haven't seen this yet, but if you can get Sauce at 4 and this man right here at 10 and Kyle Hamilton, you instantly become a threat as having one of the better secondaries in the NFL. And I'm going to say it. This guy right here, there's people talking that he doesn't have the size or the measurables or whatever, the speed. I don't know what they're talking about. This is a football player. He is everywhere on the field, and he's an absolute playmaker. If the Jets get him alongside a Sauce Gardner, that secondary is going to be a problem. It's like Miami last year with kind of with their secondary. Rare length, movement, his ability to get into passing lanes and create mismatches. He can guard tight ends. He has a very good feel in zone coverage. He can play underneath coverage. He can go drop back and play deep. Some people have said he's kind of like a Jamal Adams, but I don't see that. I think he's a little bit better in the pass game. Jamal Adams kind of just lost that completely. But when tracking the ball, there's nobody else like him in this draft at the safety position. I think with him and Sauce Gardner, the Jets have a huge difference on the defensive side of the football, and it fits what Robert Saleh wants to do. Give me some Kyle Hamilton at 10. Forget going Drake London. Forget going Jameson Williams. You got Elijah Moore. You signed Braxton Berrios. I say go with the defense and call it a day.
I just want to applaud you. That was fantastic. I have not seen that. And because of all these media pundits saying it the same way, the thought didn't even really enter my mind. Like, I honestly thought you were just like, well, I think they should get their receiver at 4 or maybe the edge rusher, because a lot of people think they want to get an edge rusher like a Kayvon Thibodeau at 4 and then get Kyle Hamilton at 10. This would be the best mesh that they can do to solidify that backfield. Now, even if they're not getting pressure, you guys are locked down in the back. And the way Kyle Hamilton plays football, you can talk about his speed being lacking or you wish there was more explosiveness or somewhat. But at the same time, every time you see the ball and a play come to the end, you're going to ask, how the hell did Kyle Hamilton get there? He is always around the ball. He flies to the ball. He gives 110 in effort. I love that idea. That would be a great 4 and 10 stack for the Jets. We talked about it. Receivers are deep. You can get this in the second round. You can trade back into the first round if you really, really want to. You don't need – I think this would be a perfect way to go. Sauce at 4, Kyle Hamilton at 10, and you're a very, very happy team.
I'm on your side on this one, especially with the fact that what you just brought up, AJ, with the fact that they could easily take a wide receiver at 35 or 38 or package those 2 picks to come back in and get a guy who we all love in Jahan Dotson in at pick 20 in the draft. Like if you tell me the Jets end up with Sauce Gardner, Kyle Hamilton, and Jahan Dotson in this draft, that's on Friday we're talking about how the Jets won the draft. Or on Saturday, we're talking about how the Jets won the draft.
Excuse.
It's impossible. That's perfect. That is a perfect first 3 picks for the New York Jets. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen. I went a little deeper for the New York Jets here. I went in round 4, pick 111. I went super deep for this one, like Aaron deep, kind of on this one. Maybe not Aaron deep because he went round 5, but I went round 4 here. My pick is you just got a friend request from the most basic name in college football. I present to you Zach Tom, the tackle out of Wake Forest. Zach Tom, man, the name does not do it justice. This dude is undersized. Sorry, Aaron. But when you look at his measurements, he's actually not that undersized. His measurements in terms of arm length, hand size, it all matches up with your prototypical NFL starting left tackle. So he's got that. And AJ, I'm sorry to do this to you, but he absolutely dominated Jermaine Johnson when they played Florida State, to the point where Florida State had a game plan around Zach Tom and get Jermaine Johnson on the opposite side to avoid this guy. He's technically polished in pass protection. Like, he is solid. I'm not sure how this guy is not higher on draft boards after what I've seen. He's got a, sorry for the PFF reference here, Aaron, highest offensive line grade from PFF since 2015 in the ACC. Like, this dude is a monster. He's got the frame for an interior offensive lineman. He played 2 years at center, but he's been solid at left tackle. And with the New York Jets, you can literally have your two bookends for Zach Wilson in Mekhi Becton and Zach Tom. And I know they've got, I can't remember the guy's name that's their starting left or right tackle right now. He played solid last year. You can have Zach Tom come behind him and replace him the following year and be your starting right tackle. This is a perfect pick for the New York Jets, in my opinion.
George Fant.
George Fant. George Fant.
Yeah.
He had a good last year. He had a good season last year, from what I read, from what I saw, on film.
When he checked PFF. When he checked PFF.
No.
Thank you, Bengals fans, for sending Vinny $17.99 for a subscription to PFF. I appreciate it.
You know they're from Cincinnati, right? Throw it up.
So I actually really, really like this pick. And the reason I feel like he is dropped is because in the run game, he doesn't generate much push. A lot of it's just stand kind of straight up stalemate type stuff. And in running games, they want push on the line. So I think that's what is kind of holding him back. From a pass protection standpoint, I really like him. I agree with you. I don't know what else there is outside of maybe that physicality to just kind of push guys back. That is keeping him from kind of going up on draft boards. I actually did a player comp with him when I was going through my mock draft. He reminds me a lot of Mitch Morse, kind of like Mitch Morse, who's been a really good offensive lineman, right? We talk. I think there's some potential here. And if the Jets can get, now you're talking in the foreground, a guy like this, the Sauce Gardners, the Kyle Hamiltons, Jahan Dotson, or even some of those second round edge rushers and wide receivers, they are going to have a chance to have a really, really good draft here and supply Zach Wilson with everything he needs to be successful his second year. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl or division, but to take that next step in which we talk about that sophomore year a quarterback needs to take, they are going to be set up to do that with a lot of young talent. It's going to be up to Robert Saleh to get that, but I really like the Zach Tom pick as well.
Could be better than the New England Patriots next year. I don't know.
Oh, first of all, I know I said that last year. I'm going to say it again this year. The New York Jets will be better than the Patriots because the Patriots are doing nothing. And today they traded their 6th rounder for two 7th rounders.
He's so mad about that.
It makes no sense. Bill Belichick, you're the GOAT and all that stuff, but Jesus Christ, man, stop it. You're not smarter than the entire world. Stop it.